Toy Fair 2013 is a great place to see the newest lines of toys coming out this year, and it's also a great place to spoil all the movies. And we're going to do that. So this is a spoiler alert right now.
Spoiler alert.
So,
do not watch this video and then get mad.
No, please watch the video and also get mad. But
Yes.
I did not think this through. So what do you think of this idea of these great toys coming out, but we're also giving away potential movie plot spoilers?
Maybe this is, again, the internet, but it seems to be a thing that's been happening more recently, particularly with these event movies where, of course, they got to work on the toy line, of course, they got to work on the products beforehand so that it all releases at the same time. But then, you have these conventions, you have toy fairs, you have...
I love it when they premiere at conventions because I'm just like all over it, staring at the cases. I like spoilers.
Yeah, well, it's good. It's definitely good to a point, but it does, particularly if the movie itself is trying to hide certain things, and some of these movies have been. It's kind of interesting to be like, well, the movie studio won't tell us anything, but now Mattel or Lego or something will be like, here it is. So,
I like it. I mean, I went to BotCon 2011.
Yeah.
And I got spoiled hardcore, but I'm not a huge.
What is BotCon?
BotCon is the Transformers convention. And it's for the toy, but it's also for, it was for the Michael Bay movies. I'm not crazy about the Michael Bay movies, so I didn't care that they were being spoiled because I didn't have much vested interest in the movie. I didn't care too much.
Yeah.
Do people get upset by this, or is it more to stare at and love?
Oh, it's just, it's interesting. I had a different experience when I was growing up. We had the novelization. There was these things called books.
What?
Yeah. Yes. So what would happen is a movie would be released, but then you would go to your local bookstore and they would have the novelization of the movie, which would just tell you everything, full on spoiler alert. So I would at times see a book and be like, just flip to the end and see what happens. So
I'm okay because that encourages reading.
Yeah.
And has anyone ever heard of Harry Potter? I mean, come on.
Yeah, but it's kind of interesting, this sort of thing that's happening. I don't know. It's really tough because what can you do? I mean, if you're a company making these toys, you gotta show something. But at the same time, you're gonna have people get upset and be like, oh well, I didn't want to know that this villain was in the movie.
You don't have to look.
You don't have to, but it's gonna be everywhere.
Yeah.
If someone releases, if someone releases a Man of Steel figure or a Star Trek figure, or whatever, and especially of a character that hasn't been mentioned at all in any kind of press release or anything like that, of course every geek website's gonna blast it out. So,
if you're dying for answers, like right now, we don't know if Benedict Cumberbatch is playing Khan or whoever in Star Trek Into Darkness. I want to know. I want to freaking know. I'm going to go look at everything at the toy fair and look for minute clues.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, let's look at a few of the samples from Toy Fair 2013. This is from After Earth, starring Will Smith and his son. No one knows how Will Smith's son got the role of Will Smith's son.
They both auditioned and they both got the part? What?
So there's a prop replica jacket.
Yeah.
And a little figure of himself. This is Chloe Grace Moretz as Carrie.
That's not really a spoiler. I mean,
well, we know, Uh-oh.
We kind of had this.
Carrie end?
Yeah.
What's that? Is it Jell-O? Yeah. So many questions. This is from Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim.
Whoops. Okay. You've seen that trailer too, with Pacific Rim's trailer with the Power Ranger song. I'm pretty sure I have it on this channel.
Yeah.
These are the Jaegers.
Okay.
The Power Ranger Evangelion type person-controlled robots.
Is there a Jägermeister?
Hey! The red one. I don't know.
Maybe the red one.
Comedy. All right, let's move. This is from Kick-Ass 2.
Yes.
So we have Chloe Grace Moretz again.
Yeah. They should just have a line of her, just like the Chloe collection.
Well, this is it.
Yeah.
You're ready for it. You recognize the ones on the left.
Yeah.
The guy on the right is Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
Yes, McLovin.
Let's just call him McLovin. Yeah. Reborn as the motherfucker.
Yes.
From Kick-Ass 2.
So that is. I mean, obviously this is based on the comic, so if you've seen the comic, but that is at least a spoiler in the sense of now you see how it's gonna look.
That's how it's gonna look.
Because I haven't seen any pictures of him on set. They've been showing Jim Carrey a lot, but that's
Did you read the Kick-Ass comics?
My mom won't let me.
Oh.
She says it's too violent. I can read Archie.
Betty and Veronica Monica are bitches, so you still got a lot. Lone Ranger, starring Johnny Depp, and the guy from The Social Network, but he's not pictured. So,
but they had shown a trailer,
we've seen
so
that
we've
before.
Seen
yeah,
that, so.
But the guy on the right is the villain, and we can't tell at this angle, but he does have a split lip, and it looks pretty wicked.
Wow.
Is that the end of my pictures?
That's it. And now, here you go. And it's the Andre and Kim toys that you know about. Okay.
No one would buy them. The Man of Steel figures also premiered. We get a look at Henry Cavill's Superman costume, but that's been everywhere.
Yeah.
So we know he's lost the red undies, and he's all scaly now.
Make him sound like a lizard. He's all scaly.
Captain America has the scales too.
Yeah.
Why not? They're the equivalents, kind of, from Marvel and DC. We also get a look at the villains and their badass armor.
Yeah. Spoilers.
I want this in my life, and I wish I could do metal work for cosplay.
All right. Yeah, I want to see you wearing one of these.
I do too.
Next comic convention, you got to do it.
All I got is this.
Okay, you're one step ahead.
So does this make you more excited for these movies, or more like a little let down because you've had the big reveal?
You know, I think I'll be fine. Like, toys is a little bit of one thing. It's like I've seen toys of characters in movies before the movies come out. It doesn't really do that much for me unless it was some just huge reveal like,
well,
oh my God.
You can run your imagination as to what these things imply.
Well, you're already doing that by going to see the movie instead of just having your own imagination about it. In the future, yes.
Now, we're talking about now, instant gratification.
But that's the general thing though. It's like, it's not even with toys. I mean, just like, even with the movie, you know, people trying to take pictures on movie sets, you're getting pictures of costumes, but you're not seeing how it's gonna look when it's on the screen, because how a costume looks like when I'm just walking around in rubber and how it's gonna look when it's post-production and everything, it's gonna be completely different. So that's just what we've come to now. Like, we just, for some reason, we need every detail about every movie so we can make a judgment call beforehand.
In today's environment of the internet and Reddit and Twitter and Facebook and everything that spoils us, all the feeds we subscribe to, not a big deal.
No, I just think it's part of the culture. I think it's going to be up to us now to just make that decision when we see that article, because most people are pretty good about saying this has spoilers in it, but there's always that little part of you that's like, well, I know it's going to spoil it, but I got to click it, and I've done it, you know, so
I'm too tempted.
I've
given up on all self-control. I'm just going to spoil everything.
You know what's worse than all of these things? The thing that always gets me is when you read an article and there's a spoiler in it, and
no one told you?
Well, no, they white it out so it's the same color as the background. So the way that you could see it is to
but when you're on your phone, you can't see it.
Oh yeah.
And then it drives you crazy. You can't look at TV tropes on your phone either, because then you're gonna miss the trope.
Oh yeah. Well, that's not why I'm using my phone to read. So.
Okay.
We won't go there.
All right, sure. End of segment. Not awkward at all.